Oh, good morning all. I went into my tent at 8 p.m. yesterday and it's now about 7:30. So it's way better than I thought I would, but I heard it raining yesterday and I remember I left my boots outside and I was too lazy to get up and move them, so my boots are... Yes, that's soaking wet. This is my setup in the tent, just to give you an idea. So I put my head this side, book, little charging pack there, and I used my vest as a pillow. And then this is the sleeping bag here. You can see the zip along the side, and that's the inflatable bit. So it's small but cozy, and I kept this down so you can actually see outside, but it's got this mosquito net on the inside so you don't get anything coming in. It's surprisingly nice. I don't know if Mike will be able to pick it up. Just birds singing all around me. Very nice way to wake up. I remember from last time, I think the last time I did some wild camping, I ran out of data. This was, I think, going to Barcelona. And I didn't have anything to do in the evenings, and it was so boring because basically once the sun set, if you don't have enough stuff to entertain yourself when you're wild camping, there is nothing to do. You're just lying there in the pitch black, and bear in mind it gets dark at the moment at about 7:20 with nothing to do. So I'm so glad this time I'm using the Styl app, so I've got in essence a French data plan, even though actually I'm in Belgium at the moment, but it still works. And it just means that I can lie in my tent. After I finish reading the book, I can then watch a film, and I've just got loads of stuff to keep me entertained. And I just ended up falling asleep yesterday while watching. In fact, I was watching Formula One Drive to Survive yesterday, so that was just on, and it was extremely nice and cozy, really nice, just with the occasional rustle from outside. I don't know what it was, but there was something rummaging around. It was a really good night's sleep. I'm keeping track of the cost, and yesterday I spent £25 on a ferry and £16 on fuel. So I'm up to £43. £41, sorry, my brain hasn't started yet. £41 so far. And I'm basically in the B of Belgium. I looked and I haven't got that far. It takes a lot longer to get anywhere when you've turned off the motorway, so I may just try and bash out, obviously not toll roads, but just a few big roads for the first chunk of today, because I know that it's going to get a bit colder as I go further down until I pretty much get to Italy. I've basically got to go through a cold area like Switzerland, which may get down to freezing, before I get to the warmth of Italy, which is probably going to be about 20 degrees or so. Bonjour. Un espresso, s'il vous plaît. Un 7, s'il vous plaît.
Emporté ou sur place?
Yeah.
Ok.
Merci. That was a lovely little coffee spot, and the sun has come out because earlier today, in fact, I went the whole way through Luxembourg, rode from north to south, and it was bitterly cold, so I'm delighted the sun's come out. I think I'm going to do about another hour's riding before finding a little picnic spot, somewhere to stop off and cook one of my meals. But everything's going extremely well. I'm currently just south of Luxembourg. Bonjour. 4, s'il vous plaît. 4? 4, s'il vous plaît. To prepay?
Yeah,
Numéro 4?
number 4.
Thank you.
So you speak French?
No, you speak English though, so that's good.
What kind of fuel would you like?
95, please.
Yeah. How much?
20.
20. Okay. Voilà, monsieur.
That's a surprise.
Yes, but you tried to speak French.
I did try, yeah.
Yeah.
Cute.
Where do you come from?
London.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm going down on the motorbike to Sardinia, Italy.
Ah, Italy.
Yeah.
You don't stay in France.
Unfortunately
you don't like
not.
France.
I love France.
Yeah. Thanks for that. This one is for you. It's a gift. Voilà,
Thank
monsieur.
you so much.
Have a good
Au revoir.
day.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Thank you. I've been shouted at by a lot of Frenchmen. It seems that every time I go to France, there's at least one angry Frenchman who has a problem with me and starts screaming at me. So that was such a nice surprise. I love it. That French gentleman in there was the most charming man I have ever met in my life. He's made my day. Absolute character. I feel like I'm doing a cooking show here. I'm addicted to these now. Tuscan stew. I've pulled over just on the side of the motorway because I've just been riding along listening to the Lewis Hamilton biography, and I haven't stopped. I've just kind of been in a zone. I haven't had lunch. It's 3 o'clock and I desperately need some lunch. So this is it. Now I'm at master. It all seems so... Why do I say that? No, I can't screw it on. There we go. There we go. Now I'm a master of this. I understand it. Didn't need to read the instructions. Just turn it on and press the button. Why do I speak too soon? Damn it, how'd you do that? Ooh, there we go. Good. Okay. So hungry. No, that's plastic. That can't be sensible. I'm so happy. This is a massive result. It's got to 6:15 and I was wondering if I should do about another probably half an hour's riding, but I know from other wild camping trips that I've done, if you come across a really good services with stealth level camping, i.e. where you can just push the bike on a verge and no one will care / no one will see, then you have to grab it, because this, from a wild camping perspective, this is luxury. Because just over there, there's a petrol station, there's what looks like a 24/7 coffee shop. I'll be able to charge my stuff. There are toilets in there. The truckers all park over there as well. So if you find somewhere where the truckers all park, usually they pick the spots with the good 24/7 amenities. The negatives, well, there's a human poo here. I've put a log next to that so I can avoid it, although I've just lost where it is. I need to make sure, oh there it is. I need to make sure I don't walk in that at night. And there is a car with all of the wheels stolen and police cordon around it. But apart from that, this is perfect. Interestingly, about 10 miles ago, this is the first time I've seen it on my trip, there was a sign saying snow tyres required for this part of Europe, because I think we're coming really close to Switzerland, and I think I'm not a million miles off. I need to check on my maps, the ski resorts. I felt the temperature drop. This is the area that I really need to get through from a temperature and weather point of view before I get to Italy, because I think where I am now, this is about the coldest bit of the whole trip. So I'm going to make sure that I almost stay fully clothed tonight. What I'll do, I'm going to set up now, have a bit of dinner, watch Netflix, but I'll show you everything that I've got from an amenity point of view when I wake up in the morning. Google Maps says I've got about 12 hours left until I get to the Italian port town of Olbia. So good night all, and I'll see you all in the morning. I knew this would happen. I knew this would be the hardest night because of the temperature, and it dropped about -2. Just feet icicles, so cold. So definitely today. I mean, I'm really lucky actually. It's a glorious day, but I have to get through Switzerland and the rest of France because these are going to be the cold bits, and I need to get into Italy today, so I have to mile munch because it'd be quite hard doing 2 nights that cold. I've also just had to take 2 paracetamols because I've got a splitting headache. I think that maybe because my head got a bit cold. I've only just managed to find my hat now as I woke up. Beautiful though, the mountains behind me. Okay. I'll go grab a coffee and sort myself out. Oh. Look at that. You can actually see the sun starting to burn off that morning dew. God, my eyes are insanely puffy. I know I said this yesterday morning, but it's that first feeling of waking up, even though I've been bitter overnight. That feeling of waking up, knowing that you rest wherever you fancy resting, waking up with your bike and your tent parked up next to it, in a different country every day. It's a really, really amazing feeling. I can't describe how much I love it. It's just a proper sense of of raw adventure. I'm quite proud of this setup today. So I purposely pushed my bike onto the grassy area so I could set up this little sheltered area here, leave all the stuff under the tent that I didn't want to get wet, and it just means that when you roll out of bed you're still covered. Also what it means is I've got a bit of privacy as well, so the Bonneville acts as a bit of a wall, so I wanted to do something to make myself a bit more tired, so I was doing a few press-ups at about 10 p.m. last night underneath that little shelter there. Okay, so that's the little area I'm around. You can see there are a couple of houses in the distance there. Another car's parked up next to that, I don't know, that semi-dismantled Mercedes, and you can see the glorious view. The sun has just risen over the mountains there. This is what makes it so enjoyable, staying in these lorry stop-off service stations. Got a picnic area, so yesterday evening I had my dinner here. I made one of my ready meals and I ate it here while catching up with a few emails and messages. You can see all of the lorries parked up there. You've got a bin there, multiple tables in a very nicely kept area. And then through here, I'll go here in a second, this is the petrol station. In fact, I think I filmed it. There's a German lady who put the wrong fuel in her camper van yesterday, and they were desperately trying to flush out the system and put enough diesel in to dilute it. But that's it. That's what makes it so good. And right in front of me, of course, Wi-Fi, cafe, and food. And all of the truckers have gone. Oh, there's the last of them leaving now. This was completely packed full of Lithuanian, Polish, French, Portuguese truckers last night. I cannot believe how lucky I am. I'm quite proud of myself. Getting a little bit better at French now with every service station I go to. Vous avez lait à voix, s'il vous plaît? Non? Pas de problème. Un espresso et un pain au chocolat, s'il vous plaît? And je voudrais une receipt, s'il vous plaît. Merci, au revoir. Just all comes back to me. Like school French, just rushing back through my mind. Probably be fluent, I think. Maybe in a week or two, I'd imagine, if I keep going to service stations this much. For some reason, only 50% of French people understand my French, and then they usually have to call over member staff to help who can speak English, but still I think I'm improving. That is a spectacular morning's ride. Everything just opened up from today pretty much as soon as I left the camping spot. Wide open countryside as far as I could see, all the roads to myself. There were some bits where for 35 minutes I didn't see anyone else. I'm just going to stop off now. I think I'm about 10 miles away from the Swiss border. Quick toilet break, grab a bite to eat, hopefully find a coffee and maybe get some Wi-Fi as well just to catch up with a couple of bits. But that is as good as it gets riding wise. That is riding heaven. I thought it was getting colder. I've just seen a sign saying I'm now at 1 kilometre altitude. Somehow I'm still not in Switzerland yet. I have no idea how, but this train line leads, I don't know if you can see it, all the way into the distance, and there's a ski resort there with snow. So at least the snow from the actual runs, I'm up into the snow line there. Really important now, because I've started shivering, that I don't spend too long at this altitude. I need to get through this mountainous area because it's 3:30 now. It's really cold, and by the time it gets to about 5:30, I don't want to be up at this altitude. So I'm going to stop soon, I think, grab a bite to eat and try and motor on past this section. But it's been spectacular. Welcome to Switzerland. I just managed to film crossing the border. I think I've only ever once actually driven across the border into Switzerland once, maybe when I was 18 on a road trip or in a Mark III Golf. I forgot how breathtakingly stunning Switzerland is, and also on top of that, and equally so, how clean it is. I've been driving through Switzerland for about an hour now. Haven't seen one bit of rubbish. How do you instill in a whole country, to every single person, the level of respect where you don't litter? It's incredible. In front of me over there, I think, is Geneva. Huge lake in front of me, and a mountain range just the other side of that lake, and I think that's the direction that I need to go in. Journey updates as well. Day 3, about 4:30, and I have so far spent, I need to tot up exactly to the penny, but by what looks like about £90. And if you bear in mind, I still need to get the ferry over to Sardinia and still ride the final 500 kilometres. God, I think I'm just in with a chance of doing it. Just about. It's going to be ridiculously tight. It just depends how cheap I'm actually able to get the ferry ticket. This is it. Right in front of me, the snow-capped mountains over there. They are the Alps. The snow-covered Alps. I was hoping to get to this point maybe at about 3 p.m. so I could definitely cross it in time. It's now 5:30 and I reckon I've got an hour of daylight. So either I stay this side and do it in the morning, or I go for it right now and hope. Either I get across before sunset, before the temperature really drops, so I find somewhere good and it doesn't get too cold, right up there, possibly in the snow line. I think I'll go for it. Such a glorious evening. I don't want to just sit around when the weather's this amazing. So here goes. Behind the Alps, this is basically what separates Switzerland and Italy. So excited for this. I don't care if I ride through the night tonight to get over the Alps, because these roads and that view is one of the most magical things I've ever seen in my life. Just with the gigantic lake down there and the snow-capped Alps. I think these are vineyards here. The most incredible snaking, winding roads, beautiful houses. And the Swiss, I did not appreciate this. The Swiss are colossal petrol heads. I've never seen so many classic cars, motorbikes out and about. They have a reputation because they're strict on the speed limit, that don't go here or if you're a petrol head. Completely the opposite. I would say this is road tripping heaven. Some views are so amazing that they make you happy to be alive, and that is one of them.